In one of the channel's videos where I discussed some interesting details found on the official map of Dishonored, namely this, one viewer named Serpent Lord posted a comment about a theory surrounding the rat plague. He posits that Granny Rags created the rat plague because 1. She has been to Pandysia, and 2. She is marked by the outsider. And he assumes that all marked people did things that had a major impact on the world, such as, if this turns out to be true, decimating the population of an entire continent. Prior to her expedition to Pandysia, all the notes found about her, both in Dishonored 1 and 2, she came across as a typical noblewoman who had a penchant for adventure. There were certainly no mentions anywhere of her having a dark side, with a desire to do unspeakable atrocities. It was only when the mark of the outsider started to affect her mind that she became dangerous. And that's after she got back home. Even if we assume that she has it in mind, there were no indications that Vera Moray had the capability to do something as complicated as, bioengineering. She's not into natural philosophy as far as I know, and she's not even part of the academy in any shape or form. We might think she could have had it commissioned to some rogue scientist. She's rich after all, but that would only bring up more questions like, who would be willing to cooperate in doing such a terrible thing? Would her husband agree to a sinister plan? And why would she do such a horrible act in the first place? Which eventually will make us circle back to the lack of evidence about her being a genocidal villain. It's not a thought train worth riding on if the speculations surrounding a theory start to pile up. It is true that most of the recipients of the mark did something that changed the world for a lot of people. And I say most because one of the recipients is the lonely rat boy who did nothing significant other than off a bunch of people using magic, which unfortunately was also the cause of his own demise. If she did manage to do something like that, I'm sure she would have mentioned it somewhere, maybe in her diary alongside the account of killing her husband and using his bones to make charms. That would have fit right in. As to what caused the doom of Pandysia, I actually have a theory that I was supposed to make a video on last year, but I didn't pursue it because it didn't felt right to talk about a widespreading disease in the game when the real world was also handling its own version of the rat plague, which I am now reminded of thanks to Serpent Lord's theory. I'll talk about it soon enough. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.